This is WKYT This Morning.
Kentucky mornings start right here on WKYT, including beautiful ones like this Thursday.
Yeah.
Looks nice out
It's
there.
a gorgeous sunrise out there this morning, you guys. I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Thursday, June 9th.
And I'm Bill Bryant. And now at 6:30, a man has been shot in the head near the UK campus this morning. We're live as police have a major road shut down for the investigation that is ongoing. We'll have the latest details.
Saying goodbye to the greatest. A two-day celebration of the life of Muhammad Ali will get underway in just a few hours. I'm Don Champion in Louisville, Kentucky with the latest coming up.
And find out what is expected to happen in day 4 of a high-profile Lexington murder trial.
Yeah, it is an awesome sunrise early this morning. You see here in Lexington at 52 degrees, some of us in the upper 40s. You walk out the door this morning, 79 by the afternoon, which is slightly warmer than yesterday, but still humidity down. That will change tomorrow off into your weekend. I'll have that in just about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Micah. We are tracking a breaking news alert for you this morning. We've been tracking it all morning long. A young man fighting for his life after being shot overnight in Lexington.
WKYT News now with the latest. The victim was shot just before 3 o'clock this morning on East Maxwell Street near Rose Street. It's right on the edge of UK's campus. Police say they are looking for 3 suspects right now. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is live now with the latest breaking details we have. Michelle?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, this section of East Maxwell in between Rose Street and Linden Walk is still closed this morning, but as you can see behind me, police are beginning to clear the scene, taking down crime tape. The mobile crime lab just left just a few moments ago, as well as the investigators who were here just trying to piece together what happened here overnight. Police tell me a man in his 20s was walking along East Maxwell on the sidewalk with a woman when the woman heard voices, and she said the man was then shot in the head. Now, right now, he is in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say that woman told them that 3 men then ran away after the shooting. Witnesses in the home nearby say they heard a gunshot, they heard the woman cry. That's when they called police. Now, police don't have any information on these suspects. They say they are still looking for them this morning. They're still trying to piece together exactly what happened. They say there appears to be no motive. There was no attempted robbery before the shooting occurred. So that's leaving them puzzled here this morning. But once again, this section of East Maxwell in between Rose Street and Linden Walk is still closed, but the crime scene is being taken down as of this moment. So the road should open up here any moment here this morning. Live in Lexington, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
All right, obviously a lot to try to figure out in a neighborhood there that has had tragedy like this before. This morning's shooting scene is just down the street from where a UK student was murdered last year. Jonathan Kruger was found shot to death last April on East Maxwell. That was near Transylvania Avenue. Kruger was a photojournalist for UK's student newspaper, the Kentucky Colonel. Police say he was shot while walking home during an attempted robbery. 3 arrests have been made in that case.
Well, we have some new details this morning about a shooting outside a Lexington bar. Leslie Parson will be arraigned today in the case. Police say he shot Jacob Schuyler Ray in the head last month outside Saddle Ridge Bar on South Broadway. Ray survived but is still in the hospital. This morning, looking at Parson's arrest citation, we have learned 2 witnesses recorded the shooting on their cell phones. Parson was arrested yesterday in Versailles. Well, new on WKYT this morning, a woman says she woke up to find 2 strangers inside her Lexington home. She says one of the men stole her cell phone, so she went to the Walgreens near her Fairmont Court home to call police. They're investigating her claims. She says both men were wearing hoodies and took off running when she woke up. That'd be a rude awakening there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, thousands of people expected to pay tribute and really of all faiths expected to attend the first of 2 memorials honoring the boxing legend today.
Today, a service or a prayer service is going to be open to all. It is meant especially as a chance for Muslims to say goodbye to a man who is considered to be a hero within their faith. Don Champion has the latest from Louisville.
The long goodbye for Muhammad Ali will begin with a traditional Muslim prayer service at Louisville's Freedom Hall today. The boxing legend began crafting details of his own funeral years ago. He remained a devout Muslim up until his death last week.
The city, the country, the world wants to send him off in the very best of fashions, and his Muslim brothers and sisters also want to send him off in the very best fashions.
Freedom Hall holds special significance to the Ali family. The champ staged his last hometown fight here back in 1961.
It really sends shivers down my spine knowing that we're behind setting up all of this because of one great man and what he did to impact this entire nation.
A hearse carrying the casket of Muhammad Ali will travel across Louisville tomorrow ahead of a massive interfaith memorial service at the KFC Yum Center.
Got my ticket!
Thousands of free tickets for the service were handed out yesterday on a first-come, first-served basis.
Muhammad Ali just means the world to me. He stood for his rights, not only for Louisville, but for the world.
Moments afterward, scalpers began selling them online.
Anyone selling or buying tickets online will be reported to law enforcement.
Anyone who did not get a ticket can watch a live stream of the service just blocks away. Don Champion, CBS News, Louisville, Kentucky.
Ali died Friday at a Phoenix area hospital after battling Parkinson's disease for more than 30 years. Former President Bill Clinton will be among those eulogizing him tomorrow, and will be streaming tomorrow's memorial service live on WKYT.com. Also, we are planning to carry it live on television right here on WKYT beginning at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Well, it is shaping up to be another beautiful day in the Commonwealth. It's very comfortable out there now.
I was about to say, we need to really take advantage of these tolerable temperatures while they last, Micah, because it could get pretty hot.
Yeah, it's going to get very steamy as we head towards your Friday off into your weekend. Really, it's your weekend. Friday, we'll just start to get there. It's 52 right now in Lexington. Go into Lawrenceburg and then work your way into Midway. All looks well there. Georgetown, good morning to you guys. Stamping Ground and also Peaks Mill. Things look great just to the north of Lexington. And then you go over toward Mount Sterling and then Nicholas County. We're holding on to Carlisle right there in the upper 40s. So there are some spots that are a little bit cool this morning. By the afternoon, we are at 79 degrees. It's just about 3-4 degrees higher than we were yesterday, and some will be in the lower 80s, especially southbound. But what you're going to see, beautiful conditions today, and then things start to change for tomorrow. So nothing going on right now on Defender Radar Network. Look to the north of us. Here comes a system diving south and southeast. This won't affect us today, but it will affect at least some of us tomorrow. I'm going to show you where I expect that rain because I'm going to pinpoint exactly where you can expect that coming up.
All right, sounds like it's in the limited areas. Thank you, Micah. 6:38 right now. We've learned that a pregnant woman survived a Clark County crash that killed 2 women.
Police say a driver was blinded by light when he slammed into the back of a car that was at a stoplight on the Winchester bypass and Colby Road. The crash killed 62-year-old Sarah Helfrich and 35-year-old Juanetta Mitchell. Another person in their car is in critical condition. Hannah Moore, who is 3 months pregnant, was driving a third car that was sideswiped.
And if I just wasn't paying attention, you know, if I would have reached down and changed the radio or reached down and grabbed a drink of pop, you know, that could have been my car, that could have been my son, that could have been me and this baby.
Well, both women who died were from Madison County. Police say the driver who caused the crash is not facing any charges. It is day 4 of Mark Taylor's murder trial. He's accused of kidnapping and killing UK chef Alex Johnson in December of 2013. Johnson's body was pulled from the Kentucky River weeks later. Today, the man who says he was there when Johnson was killed is expected to take the witness stand. Timothy Ballard pleaded guilty to kidnapping and evidence tampering, and he's agreed to testify against Taylor.
Well, a man who is accused in a Danville triple murder case 3 years ago is now suing his former attorney. Kenneth Keith and his wife claim that Bethany Stanziano did not do her job. They want her to return $90,000 in legal fees. Stanziano took that over Keith's case when she took the case over when her husband Mark was murdered in an unrelated case. The lawsuit claims she did not investigate Keith's case, showed poor representation, and displayed bad conduct when meeting with Keith. We could not reach Stanziano for a comment or any kind of reply. Keith is still waiting to stand trial for the murders. A warning for people in Harlan County this morning to be on the lookout. State police say someone put explosives inside 3 trail cameras. They're not sure what kind of explosives were used. No one has been injured as a result, but police are asking people for help in finding those responsible.
A 1-year-old Harrison County girl is battling a rare condition. Levis C. Burns' dad says immediately after she was born, they knew that something was wrong.
She didn't cry. She made all of the natural baby movements and faces of crying, but no voice come out.
Just heartbreaking. 3 months ago, Levacy was diagnosed with a rare disorder caused by a defect in chromosome 22. Levacy's parents want to take her to a specialist in Columbus, Ohio. But get this, they say their insurance won't cover the cost because it happens to be out of state. Without experts treating his daughter, Burns says he fears the worst now. The family is planning a fundraiser in Cynthiana next month.
What a frustration for that family. Well, an attorney for Louisville's Planned Parenthood clinic is asking a judge to dismiss a lawsuit brought by Governor Matt Bevin. That suit claims the clinic performed abortions without a license. The attorney says Governor Bevin's administration threatened leaders of the University of Louisville Hospital into dropping a relationship with Planned Parenthood. The state denies that claim. The judge has not ruled on the motion to dismiss the lawsuit. A Kentucky judge has issued a temporary injunction blocking Governor Bevin's executive order that abolished the Workers' Compensation Nominating Commission and created a new one. The Lexington Herald-Leader reports the judge said his order will remain in effect until he issues a final ruling.
Well, there's a petition to replace a statue of a Confederate leader inside Kentucky's Capitol Rotunda with a tribute to Muhammad Ali. The Herald-Leader reports that Lexington attorney Jonathan Miller, who is a former state treasurer, is leading the effort. There were calls to remove the Jefferson Davis statue last year after a mass shooting at a historically black church in Charleston, South Carolina. A commission voted to keep the Davis statue where it is. Miller says he's been pushing for the Ali tribute to replace the statue for more than a year. Well, it's been an on-again, off-again relationship. Now Bristol Palin and Dakota Meyer are married. The Palin family attorney confirmed in Entertainment Tonight report, but the attorney would not say when or where the wedding happened. Meyer, a Kentucky native and Medal of Honor recipient, was scheduled to get hitched to Palin last year at his Kentucky farm. But the wedding never happened. The engagement called off. Palin is the daughter of former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. The couple's daughter, Sailor Grace, was born last December.
Well, sounds like they may have patched things up. And a park along the Kentucky-Virginia border is officially open for rock climbing. Tourism officials say the addition of rock climbing at Breaks Interstate Park will strengthen the park's draw as a destination for adventure tourism. So if you're up for that today.
It's something I've always wanted to take up, but then I'm like, not too high up there because It's a little scary, but that's the ultimate goal.
It's impressive to see what folks do out there as they climb. 6:43 is our time, 17 now before 7 o'clock on WKYT this morning.
Let's check in right now and see what's happening around town with a look at live drive traffic. Here is a look at some of the traffic cams going on.
Yeah, going up the interstate there, you can see Bryan Station, I-75, also I-75 at Paris Pike and at Russell Cave. Everything's looking good, and we'll take it on around to Newtown Pike, the exit that many folks take as they go over to Bluegrass Airport. And here is the LFUCG live drive cam taking a look at Main and Limestone, downtown Lexington this morning, looking good.
Very bright and a little slow out there this morning. Maybe some folks have a vacation, you always have that in June and July.
Lots of folks with some time off right now. Reminder that Maxwell Street is closed there this morning near Rose Street as that investigation continues at that shooting. More WKYT this morning is on the way here on your Thursday.
We hope your day's off to a fabulous start. Car trouble, never a good thing. Hope you're not dealing with that this morning. But one couple's problems, let's just say, had a perfect ending.
Awesome start to the day. Then we hit Friday off into your weekend. That's where it gets very warm, very muggy, and maybe even the chance at a couple of rumbles of thunder. I'm going to get into that forecast coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Well, it looks great all around. Another good-looking start to the day as you're walking out the door. I will tell you this, it's a little on the cool side in some spots, especially down toward the south. For whatever reason, we're sitting there in the upper 40s, some mid-40s too. So it's a pretty chilly start down toward the Somerset, the London Corbin area. We're looking across town and going across 75 if you're about to head off and take off out the door. 75 doesn't look bad. I haven't heard of any issues. Clays Ferry Bridge has little fog over it. That's typical in that spot, though. 75 through Man o' War, Winchester Road here at the station, also Southern Split. All looks well. We just checked Newtown Pike, not seeing any problems. As you're heading up 75, and no problems on the circle either. All right, let's talk about your day today. and off into tomorrow, because that's when things start to change. We'll be in upper 70s to lower 80s today, no rain chance. Things look great. Then tomorrow, watch what happens. Here comes the system diving in from the north and northwest, and this will skirt right across the north and eastern zones. That's exactly where I expect the best chance of rain, and even that, it's not a great chance. So I'd say anywhere from Covington to, say, Fleming and Nicholas County, Bath, Rowan, Carter, Elliott, push down towards, say, Johnson and Martin County. That's probably your best bet to actually see a passing shower or thunderstorm tomorrow. Afternoon still doesn't look that bad, but it's going to be much warmer with those muggies outside. 86 there in Richmond, 86. Holding on to Danville, too. Don't forget, we head off into your weekend, the Lake Cumberland 360, a big event. You got car shows, you got some motorcycle rides, some superhero 5K race going on that morning. The morning is good to go. The afternoon, and remember, the morning's still going to be very muggy, very humid, but the afternoon, roughly 90 degrees in the forecast. We haven't done that since early September of last year. Now, we'll keep the rain chances out of there. We believe that stays to the north of us and to the south. But still, it's going to be very humid. So the thing you will need on Saturday, you will need, 1, the bug spray, number 2, some sunscreen, number 3, a lot of water. It's definitely what you need, but it's going to be very steamy for those events. Sunday, only a small chance of rain there on Sunday, but still, we're looking toward a lot of events. Summerfest's going on there in Richmond on Saturday, and like I said, it's going to be good, but you want to bring that sunscreen and bring some water because it is going to be downright humid outside. Guys, next week we'll bring in some storms in the forecast, but the next few days really none of them look like good chances of rain. So it's more about the temperatures as we get toward the weekend.
That looks to be the main issue.
Absolutely, you're right.
All right, it's going to be good lake weather, you know. All right, thank you. Coming up on 6:50 right now.
So a man and his wife were about to travel for 70 miles, pretty long trip, when they heard something coming from their engine. Never what you want to hear.
Right, so, you know, they stopped at a car shop where an employee pulled a tiny kitten out from under their hood. And the kitten was healthy but dehydrated, been in there so long. The family decided to adopt the kitten and call her Valvoline.
Oh, very appropriate.
After the car shop that helped find her there. So.
You know, that works out. They can call her Val for short.
Yeah, little Valve. All right.
Little Val. Or in your words, Valve.
Yeah, I said Valve.
Which is not very,
I'd give it an extra
feminine,
letter.
But, all right.
Val, okay, I'll go with that.
I like Val.
Sounds better.
We have more news when we return. You're going to like that.
That's right. We do have our top stories on the way, and CBS This Morning is coming up shortly at 7.
Coming up, how can Hillary Clinton win over Bernie Sanders supporters? We're in Washington, where Senator Sanders meets with President Obama today. Plus, could the FDA's food recall process put you at risk? More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Time is 6:53 on WKYT This Morning, and CBS This Morning is coming up shortly. They're getting ready to go at the CBS Broadcast Center.
Still come tech-free, tiny home trips.
Right, those tiny homes, now the rage, and Don Daler is in the woods in New Hampshire, one company trying to revolutionize the way Americans disconnect. So that's one of the stories on CBS This Morning shortly. Here locally this morning, our top stories. East Maxwell Street in Lexington has just reopened. We just got that word. It had been closed for hours because of an overnight shooting that has a young man fighting for his life right now.
Police say a man and woman were walking down Maxwell when she says she heard voices, then a gunshot. The man she was with was actually shot in the head. Police are now looking for 3 suspects. This morning's shootings was just 2 blocks from where UK student Jonathan Kruger was murdered last April. Well, the first of 2 services for boxing legend Muhammad Ali is today in Louisville.
It's an Islamic prayer service. It is open to people of all faiths. Erica Coggle is outside the Kentucky Expo Center with a preview.
Good morning. We are just hours away from the Janazah. It's an Islamic prayer service. The very last tickets for that service were handed out yesterday here at the Kentucky Exposition Center box office. Now, demand for those tickets has been so high that it's driven a change in how that service is going to be held. The location has changed. It will now be held in the north wing of the Kentucky Exposition Center, with Freedom Hall serving now as an overflow for seating. Now, that service will begin today at noon, with the doors opening at 9 o'clock this morning. In Louisville, I'm Erica Coghill.
And thank you. And also this reminder that on WKYT.com we will have all of the latest, and our plans are tomorrow to be bringing you that service at 2 o'clock, the public service at 2 o'clock on WKYT.com. And we also plan to bring it to you live on air at WKYT, a WKYT News special report at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the Muhammad Ali Memorial Service.
Well, Lexington police have released some surveillance pictures of the suspects in a theft at a jewelry store in the Fayette Mall on Nicholasville Road. Police say one woman was distracted employees at a Pandora on Sunday while a man used a key he found inside the store to open up a case. They say the man then grabbed a tray of rings and later left the store with a woman. Police say 177 rings worth $13,000 were stolen. Pandora is offering a reward for information leading to an arrest in this situation. Well, Meryl Streep is known for transforming herself for her roles. She is, a classic actress. But this one may about trump them all.
You could say that. Streep went full Donald, dressing head to toe as the presumptive Republican presidential nominee. She even donned some orange makeup, teased her hair into Trump's signature pompadour. The performance was part of a theater tribute show in New York City. Co-stars say she nailed the role, even channeling the Donald while backstage.
Wow, you would never guess that's her.
There you go.
All right, 79 by the afternoon, still very pleasant, and then we get through the next couple of days, guys. That's when things start to change with a couple of rumbles and also very warm conditions. Here they come.
And that humidity as well, huh?
Yep.
All right. Nobody's more up to date than you. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great day.